excited as always to be part of these types of celebrations here in Essex County. Um, I've been doing this a very, very long time. 30 years. 30 years I've been working in the nonprofit sector, being a cheerleader on the side. I don't always like to be out in front. Usually when I'm out in front, I'm advocating for services or the needs of the community. But I just want to start by saying welcome and thank you all for being here today and being a part of this important celebration. I know that we've had many, many challenges this year in the last 3 years with COVID with a lot of our training programs, but we've been moving, we've been honoring and celebrating people. You all have been showing up and showing out. And I always like to start by saying, without you, there is no us. This team doesn't exist without you. Your success is our success. We are measured by your success. And you are paving the way for those that will follow. Every training, I didn't get a chance with your group because I've been out for a little while. And actually, if I look a little tired, it's been 17 hours on a flight coming from another country. But people said, why are you here today? I said, because this is important. This is what we do. We're required to show up for one another. We're required to support one another and chill and be each other's cheerleaders. I used to say to all the trainings, look to your left and look to your right. You're each other's brothers and sisters keeper. When someone falls short, you're obligated to help them, to pull them up by the straps and say, we got to get it together. But before because I'm always about, my staff says I'm a little preachy a little bit. I probably should have been a pastor of some sort. I like to believe I came from greatness with my mother and my father, who actually gave me many lessons about life and living. But the one thing, before I even address the graduates any further, I just want to take a moment and say thank you to my team, Mr. Camillo, Ms. Williams, Ms. Corbin, Mr. Taylor, Ms. Higgins, and Ms. Essex, who's actually watching this virtual, because they really they're always behind the scenes, but it's without them, like, where would we be, right? They did all of this. They made this happen, and I think the true testament of a great leader is your staff being great and being able to do things independent of you and without your leadership, and they've proven that time and time again. So I am happy to be all of your leader, and I am delighted in all that you have done. And I just want to say thank you to all of you, because you too make this happen for those that sit before us today. And I would be remiss if I don't take the opportunity to also say thank you to Vivian Cox-Frazier, who is our CEO, Mrs. Sharif, who referred to her as our fearless leader, as well as our Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Sherman, who you will hear from later on this evening. They are two of the most tough ladies that I've ever known. But you know what? Our dedication and our passion to helping others is what keeps us grounded. And I want to say thank you to you, Ms. Sermon. Not for that write-up we did last week, but but I think what makes the Urban League so wonderful is that we are sincere about the people that work here. We all are a team, and we are sincere about what we do and what the mission of the league is about. And I'm just happy to be a part of that. So I want to say again, thank you for everyone for coming out. That's my buddy right here. I'm going to keep this brief. There's two quotes. I read a lot, and I like quotes, and I like affirmations. And I just want to read two to the graduates, and I hope that you take this with you and along the way, because you realize that you're setting precedent for others that are going to follow in your footsteps. But hard work spotlights the character of people. Some turn up their sleeves, some turn up their noses, and some don't turn up at all. When we started this program, we had 40 slots. And it's been an uphill battle. And each class, we lost some people. But you remain committed to the process, committed to yourself. Can't worry about the next one if they're not willing to roll their sleeves and get a little dirty, right? So you've made a way for yourself, and I just want to say that take this time to give yourself a round of applause. And I want to end on this before I collapse in front of you. See, now that's going to be okay for the rest of my life. It's like it's those rare moments that you can't erase, right? But I want you to keep this in mind, because you will hear from many today. Others can inspire you, but ultimately the only thing that empowers you is what lies within you and learning how to better utilize what you've been given. T.D. Jakes wrote that. I'm a big adamant follower of him. And whenever you get an opportunity, I want you to go to YouTube and look up T.D. Jakes, and there's a story where he talks about inspiration and what inspires people. Take a couple of minutes to yourself and absorb some of the information that he gives in there, because it's a testament to some of the most successful people in the world and what has pushed them forward. And I want you all to keep in mind that once you are early, you are always an early participant. Do you understand that? So the doors don't close because today is your graduation, you've completed the task. If not me here today, there'll always be someone here tomorrow. We've been here over 100 years and we just keep right on moving. So please keep in mind that we are always here to support you in your endeavors, and it doesn't stop and it doesn't end today. Did I do okay, y'all? So without further ado, I definitely want to hand this over to the fearless pace of Mr. Al-Qadir Camillo. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Frazier. I just want to comment on one thing she said. She said, and I thought I was tough. Listen, she's our fearless leader.
Yes.
It must trickle down from up top.
Yes.
But I will say this. Ms. Frazier, she makes sure that we get our work done. She makes sure that we're on point with everything that we do. And she clearly has been on a flight for 17 hours because Ms. Frazier is very rah-rah, so. But that just shows you, her just landing on a 17-hour flight and here today just shows the passion and energy that we have here at the Hurley for what we do for our community, for our people, for us. There's some things I'm going to say today that's, really going to give encouragement and really talk about the path ahead of you, things that the diligence and the persistence that you'll have to have. I have some invited guests here. I have some people that's going to come and talk and give you some words of encouragement. But just remember that this, like Ms. Frazier said, this is the start of a journey. You're paving the way for others to come through. So we're at the Urban League. I am currently the manager of the Financial Opportunity Center. And Financial Opportunity Center wouldn't be a Financial Opportunity Center without a financial manager. And so I'm honored today to have Mr. Taylor, who will come and give a few words. Typically we would have Ms. Frazier, our CEO, come, but she had prior commitments that she couldn't change. And so there's no one that we would rather take the place of Ms. Frazier than Mr. Gavin Taylor, our Financial Literacy Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Camillo. And let's give Mr. Camillo a round. We worked so hard to put all of this on and to work with you guys, and we're just so proud of you. So I want to say congratulations first and foremost to everybody. Now, I am a pastor, so don't worry about it. I'm not going to preach. And I'm also not going to pass out an offering. But if I was in church, I would tell you, turn to your neighbor and tell somebody congratulations. Why don't you just do that? Turn to somebody and tell them congratulations. You guys did a great job, and we're so proud of you. And just give yourself a round of applause. So again, I'm the financial literacy manager for the Urban League of Essex County. So I got to say something financial, right? I got to talk to you a little bit about finances, because You're going to be getting jobs soon, and we're super proud of you for all of the accomplishments that you've done so far, but this is a process, right? You're going to get those jobs, but then you got to do something with that income, right? So like Ms. Frazier mentioned, you're an urban leaguer now. You know, this is not something that, you know, you get your certificates and you're out of here. You're a part of our family now. So we have a very robust financial literacy program, and we can assist you in many different areas with regards to your finances. So I'm just going to share this one quote. I'm going to have my seat because I don't want to preach, but I'm going to share this with you really quick. And I found this quote from Robert Kiyosaki. He's a financial guru and also the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, a great book. You should get your hands on it. But he said this. He said, it's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep. We all know that, right? But then he goes further and says, how hard it works for you and how many generations you keep it for. So again, this is a process. You're doing something not just for you, but for your families. So let's don't earn a paycheck and then just have it go out the window. Learn how to make that money begin to work for you. And again, we are here to help you. We have programs that can assist you with budgeting, with your credit, with investing. We have all different types of workshops available for you. So as you start making all of that money, you know, make sure that you come back and work with us, and we'll show you what to do with that so you can have it grow and you can have it do something for your future, right? We want to create generational wealth, right? We want to start making sure that down the road, our families, our children, our children's children are taken care of. Is that right? Mm-hmm. All right, so I want to say thank you again. I want to say congratulations to all of you, and thank you for being a part of the Urban League family. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. And also, just to piggyback off some of the things that he was saying, like when I talked to you personally, what I told you guys is that when you think about those who come and those who have a job, and then you find out because they haven't budgeted their money correctly, they haven't managed their money properly, now they have to take on 2 and 3 jobs, and that takes you away from your family. So Mr. Taylor, services, listen, everything we do here is free. He's open. You know, one thing that thrives and makes the Urban League of Essex County thrive is our passion for community. So we're here to assist you. We're here to provide you with services. We're here to guide you along the way. Like Ms. Fraser said, you're always family. So speaking of family, there's a gentleman who, whether I ask him a week in advance or I ask him the day of, or is a partner of ours, and they come through and they show up all the time. Let me introduce Mr. Hurley.
How you doing, guys? Makes me feel old, Mr. Hurley. My name is Tom Hurley. I'm the president of Local Union 253 at Carpenters, and I'm also a council representative with the Eastern Atlantic States Regional Council. In our jurisdiction, we cover 4 counties, but moreover, within the council, we span from New Jersey all the way down to southern states of VA, and DC, and Puerto Rico. So it's a big collective of certified and qualified workforce, men and women. And when you want to see the community, you can look at 253. Diversity and inclusion is what we are. We represent some cities like Jersey City and Newark and Patterson, which are reflective of our membership. It says right here, Urban League, empowering communities, right? We are the community, and that's why we're here, because we're invested in the community. I have my apprentice chairman, Gino Zalachi here. He's also a council representative and actually covers Newark. We have Michael Pierce here. He covers Bergen County and has been a rep almost as long as I've been a carpenter. So we have a great wealth of knowledge and leadership. And what we bring to the table is not only opportunity, but the responsibility to have a career, right? We're not talking about locking a gate at the end of the day or sweeping up after a job site. And when that developer comes here, they go back to their home and they take their investment with them. We're talking about your investment being here and staying here so you can afford to live where you work and work where you live. And that's what we bring to the table. We're not a nickel and dime, we're big business, but our brand means more to us than what these developers bring to the table that don't include Black and brown people who live in the communities. It's easy for me to say that, right? Bald-headed white guy, right? I'm up here preaching to the choir. But if you want to see what we're about, follow us on social media. Come to our event. First time I came here, I had no expectations. I looked for some prospects. A young man was really hungry. He wanted it. He wanted the opportunity. He reached out and he followed up and he was persistent. I mean, the texts were like, I'm like, come on, buddy, you gotta give me a break here. But you know what? I challenged him. I said, you really want to show me that you want it? Meet me in Newark this Saturday. He said, what do you mean? I said, we'll be at the Boys and Girls Club in Newark, where we give back all the time. We do a service-a-thon every year because we really are part of the community. So he says, all right, I'll have to switch some things around. I'll be there. We were out there with a lot of brothers and sisters. Every year we clean the grounds for Miss Cynthia Banks, who gives more to these kids in the area. If you're really from here, you know who Miss Cynthia Banks is. And so we came and we did the mulch and we wiped down and sanitized the mats and the floors and everything since COVID, where these kids spend most of their time eating more than they are at their own house. And so our give back was for that. And he came and he spent the whole time. And where he was, he met young men and women who look just like him, who are success stories of coming from the community like Newark and Essex County. And he was at home. We just initiated him yesterday, and he's now a member. And I hope that he makes it through his apprenticeship and becomes the guy that could be a keynote speaker for the Urban League moving forward. Honor for us to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hurley. Tom. From bald-headed black guy to a bald-headed black guy. Listen, so he spoke of a few things, but one thing I want to point out that he spoke about. He mentioned, and this sounds so beautiful to me when I heard it, work where you live and live where you work. Right. How big is that? How big is that to work and live in 10 minutes? Think about your child, think about your family. It's a beautiful thing. So we're glad to have people like that come here, that's part of this community, and serve this community and hire from within this community. Reminds me of a time when I was working in LA with Magic Johnson, and our motto was, we are the communities we serve. And I think deep inside that really stuck in my heart, because I'm born and raised in Newark. I now work in Newark. I now serve Newark. So that's an exciting point for me. Also, he spoke about, before I get into thanking our partners and those, he spoke about really wanting it. I literally got off the phone yesterday with a gentleman who graduated earlier from the PACE program. And he was telling me his journey. He was telling me how, oh man, this guy had me come down. I met him here. He didn't really talk to me. He just sat there. He called me at the last minute, told me to meet him here. And I sat there. He's like, and he called me from there. Mr. Camilo, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, well, what's going on? Well, I'm just saying. He told me to. So I said, did he talk to you? He said, yeah, he came up and introduced himself. He shook my hand and said, don't worry, I got you. I just spoke to him the other day, and actually I got an update from Ms. Mendez that he's actually going through his physical, so he's getting ready to be a part of that apprenticeship. So I say that to say is that when you think about, sometimes you come from a program and you're like, okay, I'm a graduate. You get your degree up. I'm a graduate, now I'm ready to jobs. The jobs are lined up. The things that you did to get your certifications, the things that you did to move forward in this process, just think about all of the sacrifices you made. Think about all of the determination and perseverance that you made to get here to this point. It keeps going. This is the training ground. It keeps going. So keep that in mind, that when you finally achieve, you keep achieving, you keep moving, you keep growing. So I look forward to really sharing this journey with you. I look forward to really helping you along through this journey with partners such as Tom and different partners. We're really going to move you forward in this process. We're really want it. So first, let me take the time and really think about all of our partners who serve us. Here at the Urban League, we run a lot of services, we run a lot of programs, And a lot of it wouldn't happen without those who support us and serve us. So let's think about the training. Let's think about PACE real quick. Let's think about the training. So I'm honored to have Mr. Brian Turrell for Next Wave, who provides all of the training for us. He really worked diligently on the schedule and working around, so I really thank you and appreciate that for you. If someone misses some time, we're able to make it up and do different things like that. So, without Next Wave and the service of Brian Turrell, we'll be treading, even deeper water. Essex County College. So part of the program here is that those who desire to move forward into a college readiness program and get a next level degree certification from Essex County College, from college certification, we have partnered with Essex County College if that was your desire. But most of everyone either wants to get into an apprenticeship or they want to start work. But thank you, Essex County College, for always being there for us to provide your services. IJB Electrical. So there are partners here on the electrical side. The PACE program was electrical and carpentry. IJB is our partners for electrical side. Thank you, IJB. Homeworks Construction. So we do have construction partners that support our program. They provide expertise and help us throughout the way. So everyone that I mentioned really talks about this program. Santos Construction, thank you for always being there for us. I would go remiss if we don't thank the LIST organization that really supports and provides services for us for our Financial Opportunity Center. And I would like to thank, I don't know if it's a new partner, but Lowe's is a partner of ours now. So I would like to really thank Lowe's for really supporting the Urban League and having faith in what we do and believing in what we do and who we serve. And again, that's a testament to you guys, because as you really come and produce and show up, other organizations and companies are saying, hey, Urban League is able to do their thing and reach their people. So hopefully I didn't forget anyone, but before I hand out the certifications, Ms. Sermon's going to come. She's going to close it. Not before, I'm sorry. After I do all of that, Ms. Sermon's going to come, so she'll tap onto anything of the supporters who I may have forgotten. She'll come in and close the ceremony now for us. Yes. So first I just want to provide, for those who couldn't be here today because of work assignments or different things like that, I just want to mention their names before I get to those who are here. So we do have So we have Nicholas Armwood. Thank you for doing what you needed to do to get your certifications. We have Mr. Omar Hicks. Condolences to you. He had a loss in his family, so unfortunately he wasn't able to be here today. We have Mr. Mohammadi Zumbrana. I know you're looking. He's currently working and couldn't be here today, so here you go. And I think now we'll start with those who are here. So let me tell you something about this gentleman here, Mr. Clifton Johnson. So he came to the door. Program, we was getting ready to start. We was getting ready to start our certification process. And he came to the door and he said, I want to be part of this program. I said, deadline is really today. I don't think you'll be able to do everything you need to do today. Better yet, I believe you came like around 11 or 12, something like that. I said, better yet, come inside. I sat down and I talked to him. Gave him a list of A, B, C, D, E, F, G to do. And I said, listen, you got to get this all to me by 5 o'clock today, by close of business. Sent him on his way. 2:30, email came through. I was over there cleaning out the area over there where we have training. Like, oh, wow, okay. Still working. 30 minutes later. Another email. I'm like, oh, wow, it's not serious. By 4 o'clock, this young man had everything done that he needed to do. Mind you, these are things that take people 3 and 4 days. We gotta keep calling. We gotta keep. But this young man really showed that he wanted this. He has a newborn in his life, and so I gave him an opportunity, and I gave a few other people an opportunity. But he was the only one that actually came through and did everything in a timely fashion. Mr. Clifton Johnson, congratulations. Now, here's a young lady who came to us. And she started from another program. And they introduced her to me. Mr. Camillo, she wants to be a part of the piece. I'm like, okay, let me meet her. And I was impressed immediately. Not only was I impressed, I have 4 certificates here for individuals who did not miss one single day. And not just not miss a single day, but if they were running 5 minutes late, I mean, it's only 5 minutes. Like, if they were running 5 minutes late, I would get in the notice saying that I'll be 5 minutes late. Ask questions, participate. Even to the point, these next 4 people, I'm going to start with her, and I'm going to ask her to do an introduction. Even to the point where the instructors were coming to me about these 4 people, about how impressed they were. They was like, oh, wow, this class is good. Because again, like I said, we use NextWave. So they've done 2019 class, they've done an earlier class here, and they've also completed this session here. And the instructors were coming back to me about how impressive this class was. Ms. Esther Thomas.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Esther Thomas. I am from Brooklyn, New York. I currently reside in Newark, New Jersey. I been doing security for the past 12 years. I have a dual security license in New York and in New Jersey. I'm also an armed guard. I am a fire safety director, which is licensed by the Fire Department of New York. I have my active shooter certification, and also I am an evacuation action person. I study psychology in the College of New Rochelle. I'm here, I came to the Urban League because I wanted to involve in my skills and levels of different industries. And I want to thank you all for giving me the opportunity and the time. Thank you.
See, I'm moving stuff around. It's an old hour. So here's a young lady who we first met through, and I saw her take a deep breath. There's only 2 women. 2 women completed the program, so she took a deep breath like, oh, here I go, here I go. But she came to us by way of one, her mom. And then she was interested in the PSEG program. We went through a series of one-on-one conversations regarding the PSEG program. And we talked about how we can really elevate her skills moving from one industry to another. Ms. Talaha Sessoms, I'm so proud of you because the minute she set her eyesight on achieving this certification, in the middle of a relocation, from Atlanta here to New Jersey, in the middle of it, literally calling me on the road saying, Mr. Camillo, I'm gonna be late. Well, I'm thinking, you call me from, you dropping all the way from Atlanta, you're gonna be at the end of the class. I'm like, well, no, don't come, we'll make that up. No, I'm only gonna be like 10 minutes late. Ms. Talaha Sessoms, come on up, I'm so proud of you.
My name is Santos Construction. I am a highly motivated I want a career in construction. I worked for Belcher Realty for 5 years as a professional cleaner. As I was working with them, I also did interior, exterior painting. I did sheet rock repair, landscaping, and also other various jobs. I'm happy to be here. I'm glad for receiving my certificate. Overjoyed. I just. All right. I'm just happy.
Thank you, Ms. Evans. And that's what this is about. This is like, you never know the story of people who, and what they go through to get these certifications and get these life changes. So let me move on before I get emotional up here. It's not like this next person is going to stop me from getting emotional, but I'm honored to actually sit here and stand here and present this next gentleman with his certifications. Here's someone that I went to high school with. He's old. This is someone I had a lot of respect for when I was in high school, part of the upperclassmen. He was in school with my brother, and they took me took me under their wing when I came into that school as a freshman. So he probably didn't know I had a lot of respect for him. Mr. Fred White.
Good afternoon, everyone. Just a little bit about myself. I'm a United States Navy veteran. I'm a Class A CDL driver with my hazmat and my TIG endorsements. My reason for coming to this program was to make myself more sellable in a job.
How you can start like you started. Right, so the last gentleman that's here, and I say him for last because my whole team, and I'm talking about from the financial literacy workshops, because one thing to be a part of the Urban League is that, and here's why we get a lot of partners and we get these grants, right? Because what we say is that when someone becomes an Urban League client, when you become an Urban League, when you join the Urban League family, you've gone through a benefits needs assessment, you've gone through financial literacy with Mr. Taylor, you've gone through job readiness with our career coach, and I'm going to introduce my team because, like Ms. Frazier said, without the team, who are we? Then you also go through where you receive job placement opportunities with Ms. Mendez. So we're truly a team family here. We're truly a family here. And so this gentleman, from every segment of everyone that he met, oh man, you know that Mr. Cologne? He's always the first ones in the Zoom session. He's there professionally. Oh man, he came today. Mr. Camillo, you surprised that who came early downstairs first? No? Oh, you know who it is? Yeah, Mr. Cologne, tell him come on up. Like, this young man has been first and forefront of everything that we've done here at the Urban League. So I didn't know this young man coming in, but we've all gotten to know him, and we really know that there's big possibilities around this guy. He stays late, he asks questions. Even yesterday, he had 2 questions for you. When everybody, we were all good. Oh, Mr. Camillo, by the way, I just want to be clear. So, Mr. Cologne, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. My name is Jonathan Colon, and I have an associate's in secondary and elementary education. Today, I've completed the PACE program where I obtained my OSHA 30, as well as many other construction certifications. In the recent past, I worked for the City of Jersey City in the Department of Recreation and Youth Development for 15 years. During this time, I trained thousands of people in CPR, first aid, lifeguarding, as well as learn to swim and water safety. I was also the go-to guy when it came to repairs. Anything that needs to be fixed, I took care of it personally. My goal in life is to become an electrician, and I'm hoping that this program is one of the many stepping stones to doing so. I'm excited, motivated, and very eager to learn, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity.
I just want to say one more thing.
I'm so thankful for this program. Everybody in this program has been very helpful, very caring, and they have always been there for me throughout this whole process. So thank you very much. It's good to work with everybody.
See what I mean? He just want everything. I forgot to mention before I bring on our closer. I forgot to mention another gentleman. She should get used to it by now, but she know I consider her my closer. We consider her our closer. But before I do that, I want to just make mention of Mr. Jason Hall, who also achieved the certification. So sorry for forgetting you. And before I bring on the sermon, let me just introduce my team. So of course you already met Mr. Gavin Taylor, our team, Mr. Gavin Taylor. We have Ms. Mendez, who's our job developer. We have Ms. Williams, who's our career coach. Ms. Corbin, who is downstairs doing what she do. She's our intake coach. So we really have a strong team. And of course you met Ms. Frazier. I forgot to mention Ms. Frazier, she said, I'm going back to that. And she thought they thought I was tough. Her dad was military, so you already know. And then, last but not least, our closer, our Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Sun.
Good afternoon, everyone. They make me the closer. They put me between you and the food. So I don't know whether that's because they think I'm going to talk faster to let you out, or I'm going to talk longer so that you don't get a chance to eat for a while. Today, I think I'm going to talk a little bit longer so that you don't get a chance to eat for a minute. But what I will say is that the PACE program, this is our second year. And in order to get the second year of funding, we had to be successful in the first year. And we received that funding from the New Jersey Labor Department and Workforce Development, or I should say New Jersey Labor and Workforce Department or something. I don't want to mess up their name, but they indicated that, hey, you guys have done an excellent job, and everybody's gotten up and they talked about the team. And I can't say enough about the team. Ms. Alice Frazier, and Ms. Frazier's tough. Now she gets up here and pretends as though myself or Ms. Frazier might be, Ms. Vivian Frazier might be the toughest people. No, don't let her fool you. I think that she's up there with 1A and I might be 2B or something like that. I don't think I'm up in that area. But I think the addition of the additional staff, we had Mr. Taylor, he came on board doing our taxes. We still do VITA, and I want to make sure everyone comes to us and get their taxes done at no cost.
Absolutely.
We don't charge anything, okay? So you need to take advantage of that. And going through the program, you learn about a lot of other services that we have available. And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the housing program. Everyone should be getting themselves in a position to purchase their own homes.
Yes.
And that is why you go through financial education. You find out, what are the steps? What do I need to save? How do I reduce my debt? How do I get myself in a position so that my FICO score goes up so I can get a better interest rate? It's the same when you purchase a car. You don't want to purchase a car at 20, 25%. The only way to work on that is to get your credit down and get your debts down. I used to always hear people telling me, oh, I don't operate with credit. I use cash. as though that was a mantle to hold. It's not. There's a difference between good credit and bad credit. What you want to do is get good credit. Okay, Mr. Camillo's already talked about all of our partners and who we've worked with, and I appreciate the unions and the different trading associations, the PSEGs and everybody else, because they help us to continue this type of program and to put everyone in a position that they can get jobs that are not low-wage jobs. These are careers, and I shouldn't even say a job, I'm talking about a career that you can move up in, okay? One of the things you realize that when we all get up here, we all got quotes. I don't know what it is about Hurley, but I think that what we do is, it's not that I read that much. She might say she reads a lot. I read some, but I'm gonna be honest. It's so easy to go online and listen to some Amazon. I download stuff and I listen. I don't read as much as I used to. I used to work in New York, so every time I went to New York, I'd be reading a lot. But now that I'm here in Newark, back home, this is where I'm born and raised, I can't remember the last time I really picked up a book. And that's serious, I gotta work on that. I just realized I really need to work on that a little bit. But there's a couple of quotes that I'm gonna say before you can get into your food. There's one that I'm gonna leave for the end because I wanna say a little bit more about that one than I am of the other ones. This one here is, your life is your story, and the adventure ahead of you is the journey to fulfill your own purpose and potential. And when I read it, I was like, wow. And then I looked who said it. Sometimes you think about it as a politician or someone in a high position, but this was Kerry Washington, an actress. But what it says is, this is not the last step. Everything you do is to build on what you've done thus far. Because if you don't have that drive and the desire, and I think we talked about it with this young man, and one of the things that I really love about this class here is that I see a diversity. I see young, middle-aged, older age, and I see females as well. We've had that in the past, but it's really making me take notice of that as I stand here today. The second one, and this is a little bit long, and I was wondering if I was going to say it, but I like this so much. The definition of success changes. Okay, you've been successful thus far, but the definition changes. Success is to live your life with integrity and not to give into peer pressure, to be something you are not. Follow your passion, stay true to yourself, and never try to fill someone else's path. You've all made the choice to come in and enroll into this program, and as I hear where you came from and the purpose for getting into this program, I can't see where you won't be successful. But don't try to think in terms of what other people have done. Think about what you're doing and how do you get to where you want to go. I think a lot of times we may dream about things, but we don't set goals. You got to set goals. Where do you want to go? Okay, dreamer, no, you got to be a doer. You got to get away from dreaming because we dream so much. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, dude, you got to get past that. You got to do it. And this is the last one, and I think this is important because I find in jobs that as an employer, I look for a number of things. Intelligence plus character. That is the goal of true education. And that was Martin Luther King. And the reason I say that is that a lot of times we get into jobs and we do our job well. You might come to work on time, you do all those things, but how do you get along with other people? How do you get along with the customers that come in? Because I'm telling you, if I'm an employer and I get complaints about the fact that you don't know how to get along with your coworker, your skill set diminishes quickly. I've had employers say to me, I can teach someone how to do this job, but I can't teach someone how to change their personality to get along with people. So I just want to say this, when you're on your job site, no matter where it is, relate to people the way you want to be related to. You don't want people to talk down to you, but don't go off when somebody goes off on you. That's not the way to respond. Think about how you interact with people. Because I'm telling you, I see it. I'm not saying I see it every day, but I do see it. And if I had a choice between someone who had all this skill and somebody that I could teach a little bit more, but they have a personality that I can work with, I'm going to hire this person. So I want you all to think about that. Now, I do have some more stuff that I could say, but I think that in terms of us getting out to go get us some food, I am going to step back and end my conversation before you, but I want to congratulate you all on doing a great job.
Thank you, Summer. So you see why she's close. But that's why I didn't have any quotes today. Our previous ceremony, I had 3 quotes lined up, and everybody after me before me, so I said, what, this time I'm not gonna have any quotes. But this time I really felt like I didn't really need to prepare anything because I really got close to this class because of your passion, your enthusiasm, and determination. So I thank you. I thank everyone. I thank those who support Urban League. I thank our team. I thank our partners. I thank you guys for coming and showing up. And let's get ready to eat. Thank you. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, wait. Is it cut yet? Thanks for not cutting because Ms. Radnick or Jessica, without you, we're not in our own spot. We sat here all morning trying to figure it out, 11th grade, going back upstairs, coming back downstairs. Thank you again for, really allowing us to now stream live and do what you do. Maybe it's the dancing in her that, we call her Jazzy J up here. So.
But that's only in here. Don't go out in the world and say all of that.
But again, thank you again. I guess we're waiting for the cut, so. So Urban League team, let's come on up. Yeah, let's come on up. I'm gonna move this podium here. Let everybody see the team. Can someone call Ms. Corbin? And Ms. Mendez. Ms. Williams? Career employment coach.
I know y'all been waiting for me because I send a lot of emails out there, and I'm going to continue to send a lot of emails out there just for resources. So share if you can, and I'm going to also work with you as far as with the career coaching and see if this is something that you're ready to do. Okay, congratulations again.
Ms. Corbin. Ms. Corbin, our intake coordinator, so I introduced you earlier. Ms. Mendez, our job developer. Ms. Radnick. I guess, we got to do a line dance as we go out, like, what?
I mean, do that. Line dance to the food, everybody. All right, guys. Thank you for joining.